Welcome back to Ben Rants, and when I was a kid, reality shows were actually real. I know I said I would never want to, in any way, shape, or form, get involved in this company again, but I just can't stay away. They continue to do incredibly idiotic stuff that it's time for me to do one final bashing of their product. Here is my third rant on WWE. Well, where do I start? I think I'll address a person who has gotten a lot of criticism from wrestling fans in the past year, Michael Cole. Michael Cole is the main announcer for the company, and he makes Mark Madden look like Jesse Ventura. Since last year, Cole has been the main heel announcer, and he tends to be on the side of the bad guys. Cole often whines about somebody he likes losing, brags about himself being knighted, and he gets the name of wrestling moves wrong. It makes your ears bleed, and he gets on your nerves so much you mute the TV after listening to him for 1 minute. And if you think him being an announcer is annoying, earlier this year, he was in a feud with another announcer, Jerry the King Lawler, where they actually wrestled. But wait, it gets worse. They had a match at WrestleMania. That's right. These two untalented non-wrestlers had a match on WWE's version of the Super Bowl that people paid $50 to watch. Wow. And as I speak, Cole continues to lend his annoying voice to both Raw and SmackDown, so there's no getting away from this worm. I mean, half the time the announcers aren't even calling a match. They're just talking to each other about what they did last night. Or they could be plotting a bombing. Heck, even poor Booker T can't save the announcing team. Gosh, if you didn't want to call wrestling matches, you shouldn't have signed with a wrestling company. Michael Cole is also an example of another reason why this company fails. Their heels suck. Now, heels are supposed to be the guys you hate, and if you hate them, then they're doing their job right. However, heels are supposed to be like typical villains, likable. But the heels in WWE aren't likable villains. They're just annoying villains. They have no redeeming quality to them. They just look pathetic most of the time, not threatening. Another big example of this is Nexus. Nexus is the most interesting thing to happen to WWE in a long time. It's too bad they're not interesting themselves. Gee, where have I heard that before? That showed promise do? Absolutely nothing. No, I'm not kidding. They just stand in the ring, rant, lose matches, and do nothing. Sure, they attack people from time to time, but it's not like we haven't seen that before. They offer nothing new to the table. They are just another group that showed potential of being good, but are screwed because they're in a bullcrap wrestling company. But if you think Nexus is bad by itself, guess what? Recently, they split into two different groups, Nexus and the Corre. Okay, guys, now you're really not trying. It was pretty cool, but it just went downhill from there. Now, I just want this stupid storyline to end so I don't have to hear about it anymore. Just another invasion angle that'll go on to having no ending and nobody will ever remember it. The stupid angle they got going is the anonymous Raw General Manager. The Raw General Manager is sitting somewhere on his or her fat duff and making matches via email that causes the building to lose power for some reason. They've been doing this for well over a year now, and it's been annoying since it was first started. Out of nowhere, during a show, you hear a beeping noise and the GM has made matches. Who is the GM? What is the GM? Who cares? I sure as heck don't. It's probably The Undertaker trying out his new gimmick. Anyway, this is just another storyline that needs to be put to rest. I can't even call it a storyline because no one's trying to find out who the GM is. It's funny how that works. WWE, when you're a wrestling fan, you want to watch wrestling. Favorite wrestlers. It's going back and forth, and it's getting good. Then it goes to a commercial. No, I'm not kidding. If it's on a WWE program, there's going to be a commercial during every match except the match you don't want to see. Can you believe it? How annoying is that? Hello? It's a wrestling show. If you're having commercials during the wrestling, then that's just sad. I mean, I don't mind it happening only once during a long match, but it happens during every single match. It's more annoying than trying to pick up a coin with chewed fingernails. Speaking of commercials during matches, I feel the commercials should really be being shown when these bimbos are wrestling. Meet the WWE Divas. They're the cardboard cutout bad girls and good girl stereotypes. The problem with them is, they are used as eye candy on a wrestling show. I'm serious. The Divas can't wrestle. TV stars, they're that bad. It's okay to get up to go to the bathroom. However, not all the Divas are untalented bimbos. Some actually have good wrestling skills, like Stacy Keibler, who retired, Gail Kim, who you never see at all, and Awesome Kong, who's renamed Karma and has taken time off because she's pregnant. Your talented female wrestlers, WWE. In other news, John Cena is still around and he's still WWE champion, and I'm continuing to bang my head into a wall because of it. What I hate about WWE is this guy. He's just as annoying as both Hornswoggle and John Cena combined. Meet Satino Marella. He can't wrestle, but that's okay. He's mostly used for comedy. Too bad he's not funny, or else I'd be okay with him. He does everything. Bite heads off Batman toys, have tea parties with Sheamus, and he even dresses up like a girl and claims to be his sister. WWE, promoting cross-dressing since the creation of Goldust. Anyway, not much to say, just another annoyance that makes me hate this company. What they want to do with a lot of their wrestlers, so they just get rid of them. And they just don't get rid of people who they're never going to use. They get rid of people who have been with the company for a while in order to make way for guys they're never going to use. Wow, what a way to run a railroad. They're getting rid of guys who could become the next big thing in order to make room for people like Hornswoggle, who doesn't even freaking wrestle anymore. I guess that's their way of saying thanks for putting up with our stupidity for so long. Man, I hate this company. Did I say it already? I hate this company! Company sinking in quality faster than the continuing episodes of Family Guy. It's none other than Vince's daughter, Stephanie McMahon, and her hubby, Triple H. Stephanie and Triple H are head of creative team, and they're the ones that are introducing all these stupid ideas and causing this company to go into the directions it's going. Now, I've never explained who Triple H was. He's a John Cena before there was a John Cena. He could barely wrestle, but he kept winning all the belts and kept rubbing himself in our faces. With these two stooges running things, they can do whatever they want and give us programming that makes us want to put bags over our heads in shame for being wrestling fans. I find it ironic that WWE claims they're for the fans when they rig voting shows, give us crappy programming, and call the fans the WWE Universe. Really? Could you be any more cheesy? The WWE Universe? The universe. You'd be lucky if they were a freaking planet. They're fans. Get it right! Again, another explanation for WWE's programming is that they're now a kid-friendly company. They can't cuss, show blood, or having choking with ties. But if that's the case, then why do they have all these stupid gimmick pay-per-views where they have a bunch of violent matches? It's true. They have one pay-per-view that's strictly dedicated to Hell in a Cell matches. Also, they have Extreme Rules, which is a pay-per-view that has nothing but violent matches. But it's insulting to us wrestling fans because they can't show blood, so the matches really lose their meaning. If you can't show blood and violent content, then why do you have all these stupid pay-per-views that have matches that are meant to be bloody violent? It makes no freaking sense! Good thing about this company, besides all the stupid stuff they're doing, there is good talent hanging around in the back somewhere. Some of my favorites that WWE has are Rey Mysterio, when he's fighting people that aren't 10 times his size, Christian, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, Sin Cara, CM Punk, Ron the Truth Killings, because I refuse to call him R-Truth, John Morrison, and my favorite WWE wrestler of all time, The Undertaker. Though, I wish he would retire. Also, I'm ticked off because Edge had to retire earlier this year. The truth is, I was starting to like SmackDown earlier this year because Edge was being awesome, but then he broke his neck because he had to spear a fat guy, and now he's retired. And SmackDown was off my viewing list. But thankfully, his talented best friend Christian was there to take over and become the World Heavyweight Champion. Things are starting to look up. That was until Christian lost the title only 2 days after winning it to freaking Randy Orton. Okay, it's time for me to address a controversy that has ticked WWE fans off since it happened. Christian won the title at a pay-per-view, and I was happy. Christian has deserved a world title in WWE for a long time, and I was finally happy to see one of my favorite wrestlers getting what he deserved. However, he was plagued by bad timing, as this was after the WWE draft, and Randy Orton, the second most popular wrestler in WWE right now, was drafted to SmackDown and faced Christian for the title 2 days after Christian won it. You think WWE would let Christian have the title, but this is WWE. Randy Orton won, and he's the new world champion. You know what happened? Here's my thoughts on it. I hate Randy Orton. I hate him as much as I hate John Cena. His character bores me, he can't wrestle, but everybody loves him. Christian. So, I'm pretty sure you can figure out that I'm ticked that a wrestler I love lost the title to a wrestler I hate. That would be a reason enough to hate this, but that's not all. No. What ticks me off is they took the belt off of Christian after only him having it for 2 days. 2 days! It's unfreaking believable! That just shows that the creative team for this company didn't have any confidence with Christian, and they thought that the company would go out of business if they didn't put the belt on Orton. Orton's just another person who wants to stay on top and keep everybody else down. Wow. I can't believe it. Way to slap both Christian and Edge in the face. I'm ticked. And for the final nail in the coffin, this never led to anything. No storyline, no nothing. Just another title win for somebody who has won 7 world titles already. Screw you, Orton. Screw you, WWE. That's it. I've had it. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I have had it with this company's stupidity. Them taking the belt off somebody who I wanted to have it to put it on somebody untalented after 2 days is the last straw. Screw this company. I'm not only saying that I don't care if it goes out of business, I'm hoping it goes out of business. I'm sick of it. It's an insult to not only wrestling fans, but to people in general. I want this company dead. It stepped on all the other wrestling companies that had potential just to get itself on top. And now that it's on top, it's rubbing it in everybody's faces. That's just sick. They don't care. They just don't care. And on top of that, they're not called World Wrestling Entertainment anymore. Wrestling company. So, that only gives me the excuse to say this next quote. You're either a wrestling fan or you're a WWE fan. Wow. A company that has built itself on wrestling no longer wants to be a wrestling company. They sure are a bunch of nut jobs, aren't they? And finally, Vince McMahon is looking to create a WWE TV channel in the future. Lord help us all. I'm Ben, and I'm signing out. I'm gonna go put myself in a coma.